So if the purpose of the ban is so they can improve vetting or extreme vetting, do they need to put forth some evidence that the current vetting process is insufficient? Because I know that like some of those instances, vetting has been revamped or improved upon since some of these instances. So does the government have that?
I'd say that the short answer is that what exactly courts will do about vetting is very interesting. So some of the questions that the new administration has proposed asking are questions about your allegiance to American values. Do you believe in democracy or rights that we hold dear? So do you respect the rights of women? Those may be fair questions to ask. They haven't been asked up until now. They don't precisely track portions of the Immigration and Nationality Act. And historically, we haven't excluded people, at least we don't exclude people right now, for having some ideas that we don't happen to like. You know, you have to have done certain things that render you inadmissible, like committing a crime or providing material support to a terrorist group. Otherwise, go ahead.
Right. Well, just on this point, I mean, and this to me is, you know, something that hasn't been covered very much, and that I think bears some emphasis. The evidence for suggesting that the order is targeting Muslims, it is slightly subtle in this way. But the order says the purpose of the policy is to exclude people who are hostile to the Constitution and to the United States and its founding principles. That's what the order says. Those are the terms of it. And those terms, it sounds like, you know, the president says, we're not trying to exclude Muslims. We're trying to exclude people who hate America and who don't support our values. And so they can use this language of patriotism. But and this is why I think it's not covered in the, you know, why this point doesn't get a lot of attention. For the last few years on the right-wing fringes, the Breitbart fringes, we'll call them, has been this tremendous campaign to say Islam is incompatible with the Constitution. Islam is incompatible with U.S. values. And so they use this language in the executive order about we're trying to exclude people who don't support our founding principles to mean Muslims. Because they think that people who are Muslim do not support American values. So the question that they're going to ask in the vetting are exactly these questions. Do you support American values or do you support Sharia? That's because there's this whole campaign against Sharia as if it's anti-constitutional, and they tried to pass all these laws to ban Sharia, and it's all based on this idea that Sharia is un-American, is anti-constitutional, and so when the questions that they're going to ask are all going to be getting at, are you the kind of Muslim are you Muslim? That's what they're going to be asking, right? That is, do you support Sharia is going to be evidence for people who hate America. You know, do you support our values? Well, then they'll ask them, you know, about, you know, whatever example that they want to suggest, you know, about differences between Islam and American values to exclude on that basis. That, I think, is what we're going to end up doing.